I'm Dylan Ratigan. I've interviewed nearly every CEO and most world leaders during the past 25 years. And now on Bootstrapping, I'm turning my attention to the new CEOs and the irrepressible entrepreneurs leading the next generation of innovation in the world. Welcome back to tastylive. I am Dylan Ratigan. Time for a little more bootstrapping. My guest today, Stacy Gonzalez, host, proprietor, recommender, selector, authenticator, all-around hustler. Stacy Shines Joy is the account, and I'm reading the background. Stacy, this says, in her own words, I started creating content by sharing my outfits in August of 2022. From that time, I've grown all of my accounts. I don't know, you'll have to tell me how many accounts there are, to take this from a side hustle to a full-time career. I mostly focus on providing recommendations for affordable clothing that work for an average size woman, which we refer to as mid-size. My main focus is helping women feel more confident and comfortable in their everyday life through fashion. Sounds like a very challenging undertaking, honestly, to make anybody feel comfortable, male or female, through fashion, and let alone to do it in a way that is both fun for you, good for them, hits the right price point, et cetera, et cetera. I'm assuming that obviously this came to you and you did this because it came naturally to you. In other words, this wasn't an idea that you thought of on a whiteboard and said, oh, I'll try to figure out how to do this. This was something that was inside of you to begin with, I'm presuming.
Yeah, I've loved fashion since I was little. I think everybody around me knew that. And I had friends who told me to do it for a while, and I just kept putting it off. And then I had the marketing background as well, and I worked in fashion for a long time. So I just kind of put the two together. I knew, with marketing and social media, if there's a problem, you try to solve it. And so I saw a problem where I didn't see anybody my size necessarily, or like exactly in situations I was going through, and I just started trying.
And so how did it start? What was the beginning of the process for you?
So I started with Instagram, and I just started creating reels, like kind of on a whim, just, okay, I like this outfit, let me shoot it. And so I would film a reel and post one every single day. And I was just consistent. I never stopped. Like, even if, not my friends thought I was weird, like, why do you keep showing your outfits? I just
So you would be in the video as well. Like, you would put on you were the model.
Yeah, I'm in all of them.
So you would select an outfit and you would model the outfit and shoot it like in a mirror, or did you have like a studio set up, or was it a selfie video? I mean, how were you even shooting?
In the beginning, I didn't have anything. So I just would like prop my phone up and just step back and show my outfit. And, I followed other influencers for a long time. So I saw what they did and I tried to copy what they were doing and what worked for them.
Just in terms of how they framed it and how they shot it and how they said, hello, how are you? And I'm this and that, this basic structure you're saying.
Yeah. And I wasn't making any money to start. I would just do it to like say, here's an idea of an outfit. And basically it was on my personal account to begin with. So I already had my friends following me, and they definitely were like a little bit weirded out. And it took a while to just not really worry about what anybody thought, if people liked it or not to begin with, and just to get like comfortable with doing all of that. Because while I'm not like a shy person and I've always been pretty confident, it's a little intimidating and weird to film yourself in your outfits.
Sure.
So I just kept rolling with it, and it caught on.
But it sounds like you were publishing every day.
Yeah, every day.
7 days a week?
Yep, 7 days a week, and I still do.
And so you're publishing every day on Instagram, 7 days a week, once a day. Stacy Shines Joy. And you're like, I like this shirt, I like this dress, I like these shoes, I like this, whatever, all these things. Where are you getting where are you getting all the clothing to model?
So it started out where I would just do all kinds of stores, like wherever, Old Navy, Target, like just different affordable stores. And then I saw an opportunity with Amazon, where I saw a lot of other people being Amazon influencers. So I applied to be an Amazon influencer, and that was in October of 2022. And I got accepted.
And
And then,
what is an Amazon influencer? Forgive my ignorance.
no, that's okay. So basically, when you apply and you get approved, you're able to have a storefront on Amazon. So people can, anybody, not just people that follow me, they can find me on Amazon and they'll go to my storefront, which has tons of pictures, tons of videos of different outfits I have tried, all products from Amazon, or like an ideal list. If it's,
So
here's
then,
things
if I
I like.
like a Stacy Shines Joy um, video on the Amazon store, I can then click through and buy it on Amazon. Is if that's Amazon's logic in
Yes.
having people do this,
Yes. And I would get credit for you being on my storefront.
and then
And
credit meaning you get some money.
And the thing with Amazon that I found really profitable was, first of all, everybody shops on Amazon. Like, who doesn't shop on Amazon? So not only do you get credit for the outfit you share if they're on your link, but you
Mhm.
also get credit for whatever's in their cart. So I was finding that to be
So
such a,
you're saying if I load my cart from other
yeah,
stores
but
and
you
then I
end up
go to
on
Stacy
mine.
Shines Joy, and then but do I have to close my account after I go to Stacy Shines Joy,
You have
or
to
can
check out.
I have to check out at your store?
I mean, you have to check out on Amazon, but my store has to be the last one that you were on.
That's what I'm saying. You have to be the
Yeah.
last store. So now,
hmm
inversely, if I go to your store first and I collect some of your stuff, and then I go to someone else's store,
Yeah.
do you lose that credit? Does
I
it
just
like
don't get it.
so credit always goes to where the last store where the person checks out, not where not.
The last like influencers, either store, or even if it's just one of my links, like a link that I posted
But
somewhere.
the final location accrues credit for the
Yes.
full cart.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that can be very profitable because people
Okay.
buy all kinds of things on
Flat
Amazon.
screen televisions and whatever. Sure.
Yeah, everything. So I really like honed in on Amazon because I was seeing the most profit and it's easy. I can order things, it comes same day, next day. I can get it video up really quickly. I found that other moms like me, they don't have time to go to a store. So Amazon was perfect.
Mm-hmm.
And I just like really kept going with that. And that's kind of what helped my path to make this.
So Amazon is really what became your profit center. And
Mm-hmm.
so then
Yeah.
the other places, whether it's Instagram, and I'm assuming you have other social media accounts,
Yeah. I
do
mean,
you
those
use all
drive.
those? Right, those accounts drive back to the Amazon store.
Yeah. And I took it another level that a lot of other influencers weren't doing. And with Amazon, they put out like daily promo code deals. So I even have a Facebook group where I post those deals every single day. And that was kind of something that I didn't see anyone else doing. So a
Mm-hmm.
lot of people, they're just, it's, the thrill of getting like something, because these are things you're buying for like $10, $15. So
Okay.
it's getting things like that you really want to buy, but you don't want to spend $40. You're spending 15, things like
And so,
that.
but you're pulling. So I'm a member of your Facebook group,
Uh-huh.
and I'm receiving a secret code that I can only get by being a member of your group.
Yes.
And explain to me again, why do you have the code in the first place?
So Amazon has a back end for influencers, and I wake up every single day at 4:45 in the morning and I go in there and I pull all the ones for the day and I post them in my Facebook group. So I have access because I do the work
Because
of
you're an
digging
Amazon
for them.
influencer, because you're
Yes.
an Amazon influencer, you have access to the super codes.
Yeah, and the average person would never see these codes.
Okay. And then
So,
and how did you become? You said you applied to become an Amazon influencer, which
yeah.
sounds like it was a critical event in the evolution of this business.
Yeah,
So
and really
why? So
anyone,
what does that entail? What does that mean? How does that what it work?
so anyone could really apply, but you have to have some sort of following. So the thing about being a influencer or content creator, you have to start somewhere. So, you don't have to have this huge following like I have now, but you could start with a small following, which I think when I got accepted, I maybe had like 1,000 followers, but they have to see that you're consistently showing like whether it's fashion, whether it's home goods, anything. And
Some
then,
specific vertical of content. It can't just
yeah,
be random. It has to be like, oh, this is a fashion person, or this is an art person, or this is a music
yeah.
person.
And there's really no rhyme or reason. Like nobody could give you the exact of how it works because nobody really
Yeah, yeah.
knows. You just have to keep trying. And when you apply and you will get accepted right away. And you could literally start like that minute after you get
Hmm.
accepted. It's just a matter of how you take advantage of the system.
And
So
and and then what are some of the key tools of the system? So basically, you just make a video and you put it into their portal, and then it sort of they take care of distributing the video. Basically, you don't have to worry about promoting it, or you do promote the video.
You could do it that way that you said. A lot of people do it just that way, and that's mostly going to be like side money. You wouldn't really
Okay.
make a full-time income doing that. My way is putting the video on their platform and
Okay.
also onto social media. So,
And then using your social media to heat up the traffic to your
yeah.
Amazon store.
Yeah, my social media is really like the driver for
Hmm.
making the income because of growing it. You know, the more you grow it, the more people that are going to see
Yeah,
your content and the more people that are going to buy what you're sharing.
sure.
So,
And so, what is your sweet spot in terms of product? You know, with whether it's price point, I'm obviously it's women's fashion, but is there a
yeah.
price point or is there a style domain that is particularly, you know,
Yeah.
your bullseye?
Yeah, my price point really is like in the 30-ish dollar range. So it will
Hmm.
be, 20 to 40. Like a lot of my followers don't really want to spend more than that.
Hmm.
I mostly am like catering to moms.
Hmm.
So when you're a mom, you tend to not spend a lot on yourself and you
Hmm.
spend more on your children. So it's people like that. And this is gonna sound terrible, but the thing that sells the most for me is undergarments.
Okay.
Like, honestly,
You're saying that has the most
that's my
actual
driver. Yes.
velocity. Like that's the money maker.
Yep. If I'm having a bad month, I know I can post something about undergarments and it's gonna come back up.
And do you have any opinions as to why some things sell or why undergarments do or does things like do you have any like what
Yeah,
have you learned, I guess?
I think it's because well, undergarments are something you wear every single day.
Hmm.
So everyone needs that at all times. And they're really not something that you go shopping in a store for. Like you tend to buy online, try,
Online.
and then because you
Hmm.
really don't want to go to a store for that stuff. So I think that's
Hmm.
why it does so well.
Hmm.
Other stuff like a dress, some people might just go to a store. So
Hmm.
it's not
And
going
it's
to
more
be the
fun to
number
go
one
out and it's more
seller.
of a thing. You're like, oh, I want to find a dress, and it's
And yeah,
where
and you might not be
whereas like
wearing
I
those
need
so
this, I don't
often.
want to think about this. What is Stacy? Which one is Stacy saying is the good one? And so at
Yeah,
the end of the day, the most important thing, obviously, is that you have an audience that trusts you. Full stop. I
exactly.
mean, that's
Exactly.
the core of the business.
That
And
that was the key to starting. Like
yeah.
getting people to trust me and knowing I might not make a dollar right now, but I'm going to gain their trust and they're going to tell their friends. So they're going to
Hmm.
say, I follow this person and I have everything
And I
I've gotten
trust
from
her.
her. Yeah,
Right.
has been great. And then that's how it keeps growing. So it's really when you go into influencing and content creation, you can't necessarily go in and say, hey, let me try this. And it just kept going.
Mhm. And so when you say it kept going, give what you said you started with your personal Instagram account. So
Yeah.
before you posted that first reel with your first sort of experiment, how many
Mhm.
followers did that account have? Ball
400.
400.
400.
So a very normal human being account size, sort of a
Yep.
few hundred followers, like almost every Instagram account on earth.
Yeah.
And
And I would just I would like post pictures of my
I'm
kids.
out to
Like,
dinner. My kids are we're
mhm.
doing this. It's summer. We're at the beach. Whatever. It's what all the normal Instagram things.
Yeah,
And and now, how many people follow that same account? Ballpark.
almost 175,000.
And that has over what time? That's over 2 years or something, a year and a half.
Yeah, it's almost been 2 years.
So 2 years. So I don't even
Mhm.
know what the multiple on that, but it's like 10,000% or some ridiculous number. And how many of those people are your friends? 400.
400. Probably less. Like some of them have probably
Maybe, yeah. Now
unfollowed.
you've lost some. Yeah, they're
Yeah.
like this. I don't like this girl
Yeah.
for their stupid fashion. Um, and so, what I mean, this is the sort of story. These are the sorts of stories where it's like where it's you hear them and you're like, oh, I should do that, or I could do that, or I know someone who could do that. I could become. It's one of those things where
It is.
it sounds approachable, or it sounds like I could do it. You're like, oh, how hard can that be? Yeah. But the reality is, there's a few things that you said that sound extremely difficult.
It's not easy.
Just the consistency alone is almost impossible. First
The
of all,
consistency is a lot. And especially if I started with a full time job as well and a mom. So not only am I, so I was working my full time job and I would work 3 days out of the home and go to an office. I have two young boys. My youngest son is autistic, so like his therapies and things like that.
a lot of time,
And
sure,
so I would just fit it in where I could. Luckily, I have a very supportive husband. So I think if you don't have like somebody to fall back on, it would be really hard.
sure.
It takes a lot of work. And the other thing that you have to account for is there are a lot of mean people in this world, and you will get mean comments all the time. So if you're not strong enough to deal with that, and that's something that would really affect you, then I always tell people like it's not going to be for you
Don't
because you
bother,
really
because
have
there's
to.
so much negativity in the domain,
Yeah.
just on the
And
whole social platform.
it's
Yeah.
it's inevitable and they don't bother me. Actually, shout out to my dad because one reason that I always tell people, because people always ask me, how do you deal with like these mean comments? When I was a teenager and I used to have like drama with another girl or something didn't go well, my dad would tell me, only worry about how you feel. Do you feel good about yourself? Yes. It doesn't matter what that person says. Like, who cares? Only worry about what you can control. So that's the mentality I've always had. And I'm like, okay, you didn't like my outfit? That's on you. I don't care. I like it.
Yeah, yeah.
But most people, I think they find that really hard and that gets them down. So you have to put on blinders and like block those people and move on with your life.
But also, I mean, I can just tell from this interview, you're very comfortable. You're an extrovert, at least sometimes. You can be an
Yeah.
extrovert, apparently,
Yeah.
and you're comfortable talking to a camera as if it was a person.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think
Which
I've
is,
always been that way, like outgoing and made friends easily. And so
yeah,
I don't have a problem with that. I also worked in retail for a while. So I think there's a bit of customer service to this job
yeah.
because you have to, like, people message me all the time and they want advice or they want to talk, and you have to bring in that customer service piece where, I mean, I'm genuinely like wanting to be their friend, but you have to feel like their friend.
Right. You
And
have to actually connect with them in order to connect
so
with them.
it's a lot more than just, shooting a video and
Right.
here you go,
And
buy
and
it.
collecting money.
Yeah, so it's a lot of work, and like I said, I wake up every day at 4:45 a.m. I get my day started, and there's a lot of benefits as well. Like I have a lot more free time now, but it's hard work.
Stacy Shines Joy. Is that the name of the store on Amazon as well?
Yes, and Joy is my middle name, so that's how it
Oh,
all came together.
wow.
Yeah.
It's meant to be.
Yeah, I wanted to like have a play on the word, and I rolled with that, and I haven't changed it since I started.
Stacy Shines Joy on Amazon, on Instagram, a
Facebook,
true Facebook,
TikTok.
a TikTok, a true side hustle turned hustle, but also it's some true, honest to God bootstrapping. I think there's a lot to be learned and also a lot to be admired, Stacy. So listen, thank you so
Thank
much for the
you.
time today.
Thank you so much.
Stacy Gonzalez, Stacy Shines Joy. This is Bootstrapping. I'm Dylan Ratigan. More Tasty Live after this.